A former hitman who once planned to kill Hutch gangster James Mago Gately for the Kinahan cartel has now pleaded guilty to a murder in Lithuania. The hitman Imre Arakas admitted to killing a well-known MMA fighter and attempting to murder another man in the same country. Arakas, now 65, looked frail as he appeared in court in Lithuania. Local media shared photos showing him with a long white beard and a skull cap, a stark contrast to his fearsome reputation. Nicknamed the Butcher, Arakas is considered one of Europe's most notorious criminals. He has deep connections to organized crime groups across the Balkans and Spain. During the hearing, Arakas confessed to the murder of Remigijus Morkavicius, a famous MMA fighter, in the city of Kaunas on December 21, 2016. According to the court, he was promised $50,000 for the hit, but didn't receive the full payment for the crime. The murder in Lithuania took place just months before Arakas was involved in another high-profile plot. In April 2017, he traveled from Spain to Ireland with the mission of killing James Mago Gately, a central figure in the violent Hutch-Kinahan gang feud. This feud rapidly escalated, with tensions threatening to spiral out of control. Arakas' crimes have left a dark mark on Europe's underworld, and his guilty plea closes another chapter in his long, infamous career as one of the most feared hitmen in organized crime. His actions and connections to criminal networks have made him a significant figure in Lithuania's and Ireland's criminal histories. Arakas stood before Kaunas District Court today, expressing deep regret for his actions, calling the murder the biggest mistake of my life. Speaking in English, he apologized for his crimes, telling the court, "I'm very sorry. If I could change something, I wouldn't do it again." His remorse was apparent, but the court faced the harsh reality of the unfolding events. The court learned that Arakas first attempted to kill Morkavicius, but his weapon jammed during the attack. However, on a later attempt, Arakas used a Kalashnikov assault rifle to fatally shoot Morkavicius outside his home from just 7 meters away. The tragic moment he marked a deadly conclusion to a plan that had been in motion for some time. In addition to Morkavicius's murder, Arakas was also linked to another violent crime. On the night of July 22, 2016, he attempted to murder another man, shooting him with a firearm equipped with a silencer. This attack, which fortunately didn't result in death, led to a police investigation that brought Arakas' gangland activities into the spotlight. The police investigation revealed more troubling details about Arakas' involvement in organized crime. Along with the murder and attempted murder charges, he was also accused of illegally possessing firearms and ammunition, adding to the list of serious crimes he has to answer for. Though Arakas expressed deep regret, the severity of his actions left an indelible mark. His apology may not undo the damage done, but it was a critical part of his plea before the court, as he faces justice for his deadly choices. Lithuanian prosecutors revealed that a criminal gang from their country, involved in the drug trade in Spain, had organized the crime. This gang had deep international ties, showing how organized crime networks can stretch across borders. In court, it was revealed that one of the key figures in this case, Arakas, had a dark past. He had already spent 9 years in a Russian prison. On top of that, he spent nearly 6 years in Ireland's highest security prison, Portlaoise, known for holding some of the most dangerous criminals. Arakas was extradited to Lithuania last year after finishing his sentence from a conviction in 2018. This sentence came after he confessed in the Special Criminal Court to conspiring with others to murder James Mago Gately. The assassination was planned to happen in Northern Ireland in early April 2017. Though Arakas failed to keep Gately under surveillance while in Ireland, chilling details about his actions in Lithuania emerged in court today. He followed Gately in the city of Kaunas, even watching him closely while walking with a child at one point. This disturbing behavior showed the lengths Arakas would go to complete his deadly mission. It was revealed that the notorious Kinahan cartel had hired Arakas to carry out this cold-blooded killing. He was confident in his abilities and even bragged in messages that he could kill Gately with just one shot in the head. His cold, calculated approach to the hit made him a dangerous weapon for the cartel. This case has highlighted the dangerous connections between organized crime groups across Europe and how they employ ruthless criminals like Arakas to carry out violent tasks. The international cooperation between law enforcement, leading to his capture and extradition, serves as a reminder that even the most well-organized criminals can be brought to justice. In Dublin, the man had purchased a wig and a used encrypted BlackBerry phone to secretly track the movements and location of his target, Gately. He was preparing for a deadly mission, and every detail had to be right. The encrypted phone would help him receive confidential updates, and the wig would serve as a disguise. In addition to his other preparations, the man asked for a silencer to carry out the job quietly. For this mission, he was promised a substantial payment, a 5-figure sum, as his reward for the hit. Everything seemed to be going according to plan for the hired killer. However, things didn't turn out as expected. The man is now facing serious charges related to firearms and conspiracy in connection with the shooting of Deimantas Bugavicius, which happened in November 2015. What began as a plan to eliminate Gately has now spiraled into a much larger legal mess. In an interview with an Estonian media outlet last year, the man reflected on his time in Ireland. Surprisingly, he didn't seem too troubled by his prison sentence. He compared it to staying in a 3-star hotel, claiming, "Prison in Ireland is okay if you were friends with the Kinahans." His attitude was almost casual, as though his time behind bars was nothing more than an inconvenience. Even though he had pleaded guilty to the Gately murder plot, his statements in the interview were confusing. He insisted that he wasn't in Ireland to carry out a murder. Instead, he claimed he was only there to go camping, as if that explanation would clear his name. The irony of his words didn't escape those who knew the true story. "Everyone thinks I'm some kind of international killer," he said in disbelief. "But I was in Ireland for camping. Look at the things I had in my bag. I wasn't going to kill anyone." His attempt to paint himself as an innocent camper was bizarre, given the overwhelming evidence against him. His odd claims made the situation strange, leaving people wondering if he truly believed what he was saying, or if this was simply part of his defense strategy. Either way, the man's story unravels, and the courtroom drama isn't over yet. With his future hanging in the balance, the question remains: will justice be served, or will his web of excuses hold up under scrutiny? The summary of this story is the case of Imre Arakas, a notorious hitman with ties to organized crime, who reveals a complex and chilling story of violence, regret, and international criminal networks. From his earlier attempt to murder Hutch gangster James Mago Gately for the Kinahan cartel, to his recent guilty plea in Lithuania for the murder of MMA fighter Remigijus Morkavicius, Arakas' life has been marked by cold-blooded killings and dangerous connections. Despite his frail appearance in court and his apologies for his actions, the details of his crimes paint a picture of a ruthless killer driven by greed and deep involvement in Europe's criminal underworld. His connection to criminal gangs in the Balkans and Spain, his violent methods using weapons like a Kalashnikov, and his attempt to discreetly assassinate targets with the aid of disguises and encrypted devices underscore the calculated nature of his operations. Arakas' journey from his involvement in the 2016 murder in Lithuania to his failed assassination attempt in Ireland in 2017 illustrates how organized crime transcends borders and how justice through cooperation between international law enforcement can eventually catch up to even the most notorious criminals. Now facing justice for his deadly choices, Arakas' legacy as one of Europe's most feared hitmen will forever be stained by his cold actions and tragic outcomes.